All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. What a lovely day today. Yesterday was an interesting one, and I feel like I'll probably talk a little bit more about yesterday than today, but oh my goodness, got to love where we're at right now, right? It was a few days ago, this thing was at 4. We are literally 50% and over that right now, a little bit higher than 6 as you see right now, right? So soundhound, I mean, lovely to say the least, right? The other one I want to talk about on this one is going to be SOFI. So I feel like I've been hating on this, and I don't want to use the word hating. Hating is the wrong word. This SOFI has not given me a reason to like it since March. All right, and if you've been watching my SOFI videos, it's even been before. This pop, I remember I bought on this earnings pop, and then so look. It has been entirely about this 50 moving average line. We have been under that red line for a while. We've made little pops, and even those little pops, I didn't really believe it. This one's not the biggest of pops, but I think I'm starting to believe a little bit here, all right? So SOFI, I would say, is the closest it's been in a good while, all right? So excited to talk about these two, but before we do go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can, please subscribe to this channel. Share this video online with your friends. Comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms. But for real, just being here and giving me your time is super appreciated, all right? So, hey, real quick disclaimer. There are a lot more fake chart reader accounts that are starting to pop up. Please do not, I'm not here charging you any money. I'm not going to give you private classes for X amount a month. I don't want to, you know what I mean? There are a lot of really messed up people. This account is growing, and please be safe. You can always reach out to me. I do my very best to reply and all that, but I'm not here trying to reach out to you. I'm not here trying to take your money. And hey, I'm not looking to take your tips and stuff. I've had people offer donations and this and that. Yo. No, put your money in your pocket. Enjoy life. All right. That's what we're here for. All right. So fake chart reader accounts, please be careful out there. All right. Let's talk about SoundHound. That's what we're here for. All right. And SoundHound has been real good. So I made the video on this pop right here, all right? And if you watched my last video, one thing I talked about was Rivian. So Rivian makes a big pop on news, kind of comes down and holds a little bit, and then obviously makes the takeoff, has actually kissed the resistance up there already today, all right? The difference between SoundHound on this candle is twofold, all right? First and foremost, we hold that moving average. So on the Thursday pop, this stays over, and again, we care more about a single day. On the Wednesday pop, the Thursday drop, we'll call it, even though it was technically a green day, the Thursday randomness, this stays well over that 100 moving average. With Rivian, that wasn't the case. Rivian actually, even on the day of the pop, it opens up here, but it closes all the way down here at 14 and under the purple line, right? And then obviously even the day after stays below it, right? So Rivian, pop on the news, unable to close the moving average, and again, like I said, obviously does with the support of the 8 moving average. SoundHound stays over the line. The second thing is actually it holds my resistance as well, right? Support at that point. You can see there was a momentary wick that goes under it, but hey, I always stress the close of the day, the close of the candle, let the candle end, and you can make your decision for tomorrow, because again, we're here for daily movements, and then we look at the weekly as well, right? But this wasn't pretty. I know we were talking about, look, let's just look at SOUN on over almost 550. We talked a bunch about it today. We talked a bunch about, even more about from today. couple other rooms. I'm not going to go on, but you get it. We talked a bunch about SoundHound. We talked a lot about it yesterday as well, and I'm sorry, it's going up after hours nicely, actually. Look at that bad boy go. Nothing big. Oh, my kitty sneezed on it. Nice. That's a good thing. But yeah, yesterday's look, I am not a pattern trader, right? I think patterns are a little subjective. Even a candle, like the shape of a candle, some people put that in the pattern world, right? To me, the only pattern, and it's a candle shape, that I really care about is the doji, all right? Now, I've shown this before. Shooting star. Boom. There are a bunch of different names for different kinds of dojis. And hey, look, I'm not here to memorize this thing. I really don't do that, right? To me, they're all dojis. I'm all going to put them in that same boat. When the doji comes, the next day generally tells the truth. Because let's just talk about this candle real quick, all right? So we open up here. You can see it on the second line. We open at 550. We run all the way up to 6 something. We actually fall, like I mentioned, as low as 522. Sorry, it took me a second. Under that line, and then we basically close a couple cents shorter than we opened, right? We opened at that 550, we come down here and basically close at 540, right? So 10-cent movement in a full day. That is uncertainty. There were people that thought it should have flown. There were people that kind of thought, nah, I think we should probably live here for just a little bit. Lo and behold, today told the truth. And it's funny, I always call Friday a loser day. No, it was not a loser day, obviously, in terms of a 15% gain, but man, look at that volume. That's a big 100% day. That's actually a nice, pretty steady growth. Obviously, that would have been an even better one. But hey, that's beautiful compared to Wednesday, right? And as I zoom out, one of the things I talked about on my last video was I want to regain that 100 million share that we were here. Look, there were a few days that were less, a lot of days that were more. You can kind of say that 100 million was about that like nice little 2-month moment average, right? Bring me back to that. Make me start to believe volume is coming back. Make me believe that volume is going to hold. Man, those are the steps that make us go, boom, boom, boom. Look, do I think we're going to make another 5x run? I don't know. All right. And generally, I'm never here to assume the second run is going to be as good or better. I think that actually hurts a lot of people. I'm here looking for about a 3x move, all right? And hey, that might be like a 4 to 12 thing, give or take. But again, this is a $6 stock. I really believe if you're talking more than $8 right now, you're a little on the greedier side, and I say that with love, all right? You got to take this thing slow and steady. And hey, I know a 50% move over the last couple days, it's really hard to like take a step back and go slow and steady, but excuse me. For now, you got to remember this. That's a really, really high RSI, all right? A 90 is a no-joke number, all right? I for sure talked about the fact on the last video that, look, we were at a 93, we were at a 92, but more than anything, we were basically living in the 80s, all right? We were living at like 84, 85, high numbers on their own, right? To me, I got to believe that this thing's going to cool down just a little bit, all right? Look, do I think we're going to go back to the 4s? No, I do not, right? I think right now a decent number to just put in the back pocket for a low end is going to be 575. All right, I think 575 could be a realistic number. Hey, look, we might even come back to this. Again, not very likely, but there's two sides to every coin. You got to get ready for the back if for the other side if it happens, right? So I would say 575 and that 550 are the numbers down. Look, I said it on the Discord this morning. 660. Boom, boom, boom. Those are the three numbers. These are the next three lines for SoundHound. All right, 660, 690, and 720. That's our boom, 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 up, up, up. You can see my super line. I'm not drawing those other ones, right? I do believe The next true resistance is this 780 that I have right here. Green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 red. That's a very, very fast go, right? But I think for now, these are probably going to be my levels. 585, I think that's the number I just said. I think I just said 575, right? So give or take that little 10-cent range. As much as I'm always hoping for, I'm always focused on the up, you gotta believe me, I'm definitely looking at the down too, right? And I get myself ready, right? If all I'm doing here is setting expectations, and the last thing I want to do is just watch something happen that I'm not ready for. I think that more than anything makes people lose money. So as much as I'm looking at the up and I'm looking at a good uptrend and I'm looking at a golden cross, looks like we're going to get another golden cross with the 8 over the 50. Like there is volume is good. We are like there is so much good here, right? Can't forget the high 90 RSI. And hey, if we're going to healthy cool down, I think that 585, 575 that you just saw and heard, I think those are good numbers down, all right? Look, SOUNDHOUND, there was a really, really good question I'm going to end this section with, all right? So somebody basically asked, hey, what are the numbers? Like they're about to launch in Europe, they're about to launch in 11 markets, like we see all those headlines. What are the numbers? And my basic answer was twofold. Number one, I have no idea. All right, I think it's a really, really important thing to do some homework on. That's the difference between fundamental and technical, right? So if you're willing to like go look up those numbers, hey, those are important numbers to know, right? I think the other thing to remember, even before you start looking at the numbers, is how does the launch go? All right, look, it is so easy to print a headline that says, hey, we're about to launch. Look, I don't know if this system's going to be buggy. What happens if the SOUNDHOUND system is perfect, but the actual cars suck? That in a way isn't going to be good for the stock, right? There are so many and then again, what if there's delays? What if one country does better and one doesn't, and it offs? Like, look, there are so many what ifs in this, right? Launching is the easy part. Figuring out how it does is the next thing, and it's really real. Excuse me, my cat's meowing in the back and I'm trying not to lose it, my bad. It's really important to find what the market expectations are, and then again, if you can do your homework, you'll see what it's kind of going into, right? But believe me, this launch is it's not even step one, right? Step one is actually launching and actually like, let's see how it goes, getting that consumer feedback and all that, right? But yeah, this is just that single moment. We're looking for how it actually goes. And really, the earnings is going to be the loudest place where we hear that information, right? So just kind of keep that in your back pocket. But SOUNDHOUND, this is lovely. We have our numbers up. We have our just in case number down. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. I got to let my kitty out right now. What are you doing? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I apologize for that. All right, let's get into SOFI. All right, I feel like it's been a good while since I've had a positive SOFI video. I have been, I don't use the word bearish a lot, right? I don't use bearish, bullish. I don't use buy, sell, hold. I'm just here giving you my opinions, right? And for a while, my opinions have been this is not going to do well. I think this is one of the first moments where I'm starting to think maybe it will. All right. So real quick before I go on, hey, if you can please subscribe to this, if you can please share the video. Oh, it does wonders with the algorithms. All right. So my biggest takeaway is actually the combination of these two candles. All right. And look, we've had much stronger, much prettier moments where we were over that 50 line. What day is this? This April 26th. This one, did I freeze? This one even. This March, January, February, April, May. Dude, I'm so bad with my month numbers. This May 14th, these two candles are significantly better than today was. But I really like this textbook doji that we saw yesterday and the answer that we got today. all right? I think that, and look, if you watch my videos, you know I'm more about breaking lines and this and that. This one, look, I always say, hey, steal from people, all right? Steal from traders that you think are really good. Take their strategies and do different things with them, right? And one thing that I have stolen from candle traders, there are literally people that trade solely based on candles, right? Either a single one, either a row of them. They have none of these lines, right? In that strategy, when you see a doji, especially as textbook, where the wicks are pretty big, the body's pretty small and right in the middle, and it's right next to an important place, right? The day after is a really interesting one. And look, this many times I would call a doji itself. This by no means is a big, bad, strong candle, but I think I'm starting to believe that the 50 can't do it anymore. All right. One thing I always talk about, there's this game that when I was a kid, it's called Don't Break the Ice. Jenga, I think, is a little bit more popular one right now. But look, you can only attack a certain little area for so long before that's it. It's not going to, you can only tap on the ice corner until that corner is going to break. You can only pull so many Jenga pieces from that region before it's going to topple, right? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attempts on a line, that's a lot of attempts. I generally say that 4th or 5th one is where it's ready to go. Number 6, you know I'm thinking is as well, all right? I'm starting to believe, look, MACD hasn't been positive in a while. You can see it, that entire span. It's just basically been trying to look, we're still under it. But again, I think I'm starting to believe. 71's a little bit of a high number, but 2 things come to my mind. Number 1, this is a nice channel. Between the, look, you know how my rhyme, right? You break the 8, you go to the 20, break the 20, go to the 50. If we break the 50, we can go to the 100. And there's a pretty nice channel right there. That's a good space. And I mean, it's nothing but green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red. Like that could be a very fast movement up to 721 right there. From there, again, there's a nice channel between the 100 and the 200 from here to here. And again, it's pretty much red, green, red, green, red, green, right? Like there's a nice little space and there's a nice little path to actually get this thing to 770, 760. Will this break 760? I don't know. That's where we're going to have to watch it. That's where we're going to need to see what things look like. But hey, volume's starting to get better. It's not quite breaking it, but look, each of the last 4 trading days has at least hit the 50-day average. That's good. Breaking it is the next step, right? But look at this thing. We haven't been doing that well at hitting the 50, let alone hitting with a bunch of green candles in a row, right? So I'm liking this uptrend. I've seen it hit the 50 and say, I don't believe. I've seen it hit the 50 and say, I don't believe. I'm seeing it hit the 50 and I'm saying I think I might believe here, all right? Let's come to the weekly really quickly. Look, again, this thing is under all the moving averages, right? This thing, look, I just talked about it going as high as what? 760. On the weekly, we're seeing that 780-ish, 775 is the 50 moving average, right? I'm going to kind of take a guess that this thing's going to probably go like that. 760 is probably going to be, give or take, where the 50 moving average on the weekly opens. And I like it when the daily and the weekly kind of says the same thing. I think that there's a shot at next week getting towards this line right here. I think over a few days we can battle the 100. Like I think we're going to go right here, maybe right here, maybe come back down and then go. Couple day movement, boom, boom, boom. But I like it. Or hey, maybe in 2 weeks, right? But I think the weekly is saying I want to get there. I like the spacing on the daily. Give us a couple more green candles. We'll finally get a nice little positive MACD. give me some good volume and that'll hit it, right? But again, I gotta say, I feel like I haven't been optimistic on SOFI in a good while, but it seems to believe. Look, I see this golden cross right here. I don't really want to talk about that just yet because look, one thing that happens when the 8 and the 20 are so close, like that looked like a golden cross, and yeah, it did okay, but not too much, right? And like that looked like a golden cross, but clearly it did nothing, right? And like let's see a little more. Again, this looks like a better golden cross than any of those last couple that I just talked about, but let's see what it does. I think the one thing to say is, look, we haven't even touched the blue 100 moving average, so maybe 720-ish will be as high as this thing can go. Don't underestimate the ability to get stopped right there. I think I said too many negatives right there, but that's going to be a hard line. I know I talked about getting to there pretty smoothly, and I kind of made it seem like we're going to like hot knife through butter that thing. No. The 100's a no joke line for sure. All right, so hopefully, though, a 6 attempt on the line below it, there's enough momentum to maybe propel it, maybe come back and go. That's kind of what I talked about a little bit earlier, right? So, hey, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Oh, I appreciate you so much.